Now and then, a new nightmare emerges in the fight game. Someone with devastating power, pinpoint precision, and an unstoppable drive to destroy. Right now, Islam Dulatov is the biggest problem. With an 11-1 record and a 100% finish rate, Dulatov isn't just another prospect, he's a wrecking machine. But here's the wild twist. Before knocking people out, he was turning heads as an international model. Now, instead of striking poses, he's landing bombs inside the cage. His highlight reel is pure chaos. His presence is intimidating, and his rise feels inevitable. Born on August 2, 1998, in Urus-Martan, Chechnya, Islam Dulatov grew up in a world far removed from the glitz and glamour he'd later embrace. The Second Chechen War cast a long shadow over his childhood, forcing his family to move constantly in search of safety. Education was never a guarantee. With war raging around them, the Dulatov brothers had little chance to sit in a classroom. In December 2007, the Dulatov family sought a new beginning, relocating to Germany as war refugees. But adjusting to this new life wasn't easy. The language barrier made school a daily battle, and the struggle to fit in was real. However, one thing gave Dulatov and his brothers a sense of belonging: sports. Mixed martial arts became more than just an outlet, it became a lifeline. Training in combat sports gave them confidence, discipline, and most importantly, the ability to stand their ground. For Dulatov, the fight had always been a part of his DNA. Now, he had the tools to turn it into something greater. Fast forward to today, and Islam Dulatov is making waves in the UFC's welterweight division. Every time he steps into the octagon, he brings the same hunger he had as a kid fighting to survive. His striking, lethal. His knockouts, brutal. His mindset, unshakable. With a perfect finish rate, Dulatov isn't here to play games. He's here to put opponents to sleep. The combination of precision, power, and an ice-cold killer instinct makes him one of the most dangerous rising stars in MMA. Dulatov's journey started with an impressive amateur run, going 4-1 before leaping to the pro ranks in 2019. Competing at 145 pounds, his striking was already sharp, but his debut didn't go as planned. His opponent knew that Dulatov was dangerous in stand-up fighting, so he focused on grappling to avoid striking exchanges. Even though Dulatov had some great moments, he spent too much time on the ground and lost by decision. For many fighters, an early loss can be devastating. But for Dulatov, it was fuel for the fire. Determined to never let another fight slip away, he made a bold move, jumping up to 155 pounds. No more draining weight cuts, no more compromised strength. He went back to the basics, grinding with his brothers in backyard wrestling sessions and sharpening his defensive grappling. The result? A complete transformation. In his next 3 fights, Dulatov left nothing to the judges. 3 first-minute knockouts. Fast, vicious, and efficient. The doubters? Silenced. The hype? Just getting started. By 2021, Dulatov wasn't just a rising prospect, he was a problem. Moving up once again, this time to the welterweight division, he unlocked a whole new level of knockout power. His striking became even more devastating, his takedown defense rock solid, and just to keep opponents guessing, he started tapping people out too. With a 6-fight win streak, Dulatov's name was buzzing. He caught the eye of Brave CF, one of the biggest promotions in the Middle East, where he continued his reign of destruction. Despite achieving great fame in MMA, he also made a name for himself in the fashion industry. He walked for Gucci, Lanvin, Tommy Hilfiger, and Hugo Boss. And in 2018, British Vogue listed him as one of the top 10 male models in the world. But his biggest break? Signing an exclusive contract with Versace, walking in their Fashion Week shows 6 times. GQ covers, magazine spreads, you name it, Dulatov was everywhere. Islam Dulatov. I cancelled a lot of shootings when I was younger. We had some problems with money and everything. At that time, modeling was helping me with my situation. I remember cancelling a shooting for $5,000. That was a lot of money for me. The fight, which was on the same day, was for like 200 euros or something like that. In the end, the fight got cancelled too because my opponent had an injury. I had situations like this 10 times, sometimes with even more money involved. But to be honest, I love to be a fighter, and that's what I do.
And I canceled a lot of shootings when I was younger. You know, we had some problems with money and everything. And I remember when I canceled a shooting for 5,000, was it? The fight was like for 200 euro. And I had these situations really like 10 times with even more money and everything. But to be honest, you know, I love to be a fighter. That's what I do.
That passion for fighting is what separates Dulatov from the rest. He isn't just a model with a dream. He's a KO machine with a mission. And now, the MMA world is taking notice. His highlight reel and reputation are rising. His power, precision, and killer instinct signal a takeover. Do you love this content? Make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on more. That was exactly the case when he earned his UFC contract in jaw-dropping fashion on Dana White's Contender Series. Facing off against Vanilto Antunes, Dulatov wasted no time. He came out swinging like a man possessed, and just 2 minutes and 44 seconds into the first round, boom! A vicious elbow put Antunes to sleep. Lights out. Another first-round finish. Dana White himself couldn't hide his excitement. "That guy's a savage," White said. "He's got 12 fights and 9 first-round finishes. It's going to be fun to see what happens when he gets into deeper water." Dolatov's highlight reel doesn't stop there. Despite his ruthless fighting style, Dulatov carries himself with a deep sense of loyalty and respect. After his victory, he made it clear what drives him: his family. "I love my family more than anything," he said. "Everything I do for my brothers and my parents."
Everybody of my brothers is much better than me. I'm in the family really the easiest fight. So actually my brothers will also one day come here and fight in the UFC.
That mentality? That's what separates the good from the great. And Dulatov? He's looking more and more like a future great. With his record of violent knockouts and his fearless approach, Islam Dulatov is officially a problem in the UFC's welterweight division. He's fast, powerful, and fights like every opponent owes him money. The question now isn't if he'll take over, it's how soon. Dulatov was all set to make his UFC debut against Adam Fugit on February 22, 2025. But things took a wild turn. He suffered a serious injury and had to pull out. Then Fugit withdrew too, and just like that, the fight was off. So, what makes Dulatov special? He's not just a heavy hitter. He's fast, precise, and dangerous from every angle. His punches, kicks, elbows, everything is designed to knock his opponent out. He's a finisher, plain and simple. And his mindset? He isn't just trying to win. He wants to dominate. Every second, he's hunting for the finish, whether it's on the feet or the ground. This setback? Just another challenge. If there's one thing we know about Dulatov, it's that he never lets anything slow him down. This is only going to make him more dangerous. With his UFC debut still on the horizon, the hype around Islam Dulatov is only growing. Fans are already calling him the next big thing in the welterweight division. The question is, can he live up to the expectations? If his past performances are anything to go by, we're looking at a future contender, maybe even a future champ. One thing's for sure, the UFC just got a whole lot more dangerous. So what do you think? Is Islam Dulatov the next knockout king of the UFC? Can he rise through the ranks and take over the welterweight division? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a deep dive on the next big name in combat sports.